Greetings all. Namaste. This is Ellen Nicholas Rathbone coming to you once again and asking the question, what is real? I started my presentation with Namaste. And if you don't know what Namaste means, I feel that it's really important that you do. I honor the place in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the place in you where lies your love, your life, your truth, your uniqueness, and your peace. I honor the place in you where, if you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, there is only one of us. So what does that mean? And what has that got to do with what's real? That's the only thing that is real. We are energy beings. Einstein proved that with his E=mc squared. And if you look at us through technological lenses, you'll see that we are vibration and we are energy. And so that is real. The fact that we are on this physical plane, being part of the recycling of this physical plane, then we must adhere to the laws of nature because they will affect us. And in that, understand where we fit in the cycle of life, because that's what's real. Focusing and understanding how you fit into the cycle and how you can go with the flow instead of getting stopped up with fears and insecurities. You know, your fears and your insecurities are imposed on you by the media and by entertainment and by music, that with words that come out saying that, you know, you're not beautiful enough, you're not smart enough, you're not something enough. And so there's a good chance you're going to be left alone. And this constant bombardment really does shake up the ego. And so we are constantly looking to pad ourselves with something that's going to make us better. But none of that makes us better because none of that is real. That is all temporary. What is real is the energy that you are, the potential that you are, the strength that you are. Your consciousness is what is real. And to be part of that, to hear the connection of what you should be doing with your time, talents, and energy. You only have a short amount of time on this physical plane. So you can spend it, see, we like to spend time. You can spend it chasing things that will leave you wanting, will leave you empty, will leave you feeling like, gee, I got that, but I'm still not satisfied. I'm still not happy. Because happiness and reality is knowing what you are, who you are, understanding the talents that you are, the energy that you are, your vitality on this plane, how you put your energy into the primordial soup of energy that we are all a part of. just because you cannot see that energy, although sometimes you can, sometimes everybody can see energy. I know you've seen it when you've seen a black top so hot that you could actually see waves of heat coming off of it or off of the sand. People have seen energy. It's everywhere, and we are it. And it's really, really, really important to remember that is the core of who you are. Yes, it's housed in that meat suit that you wear, that you call your body, okay? And it has an assistant in your ego to navigate your way through your time and talents. But the reality is that you are here to be the best version of yourself, given the situation, that you never ever forget that you are spirit. And in that, you are plenty, you are power, you are divine substance, you are strength. And even though you only have this little teeny tiny body, you are also source energy. We are all co-creators with the creator. And once you realize, I love that word real because it comes up in so many ways, realize that you are that life, that divine mind, it opens up a world of possibilities for who you are and your time here. I once heard a song that said, "Only the good die young." Every soul knows how long it's going to be here. Every soul knows it's going to be here for that long, or it's going to be here for 100 years. But it all knows when it comes back, because energy cannot be created and cannot be destroyed. And your soul is your imprint on your personality, your divine energy going through time, going through each moment as a different thing. Well, here you are in this time. It's 2022. And it is a completely different world than it was in 1022. And yet the human body has not changed. Nice to see you, Chris. The human body has not changed. The reality of the situation is that we must be careful of the conveniences which will undermine the health and welfare of the body. We are lulled into believing that this is good for us. Conveniences are good for us. They can free us up to watch more TV. I don't know. But the bottom line, they get us sitting and eating. And the reality in that situation is that you are being brainwashed into thinking that's okay, that's normal. It's what everybody does. It's not what everybody should be doing, because it's killing us. It's absolutely killing us. People are not realizing that we are part of nature. And that's also something that is very real. We are part of nature. And in being part of nature, we are part of the cycles of nature. People don't want to think about that, but we are. We have an ocean inside of us that reacts to the tide of the moon affecting the earth. I mean, it's fact. It's not just Ellen's thinking all kinds of crazy stuff. No, it's a fact. Look it up. So we have to remember that just because we have consciousness doesn't mean that we're not part of the earth. And so it is really, really important to remember that and to work in conjunction with what the earth is offering us as part of our cycles. What time to wake up, what time to go to bed, what kind of diet we should have, what we should be doing during the different seasons. All of this is part of our living that needs to be paid attention to. And I really fear that it is not for so many people. They're no concern for how to build a healthy life in this very toxic environment. And don't kid yourself. We live in a very toxic environment. And it's without even asking for it. But we are surrounded. We carry our phones around, and they are the cell phones, so anybody can reach us and we can see any kind of garbage can come in any time of the night or day. You are never given a rest. So that's another point to remember, that the choices that you let into your body, whether they are water to drink or ideas to absorb, all affect the body and all affect your mind, which will release a hormone immediately when you sense disgust, when you sense fear, when you sense joy. Hormones are released all the time. So it's really, really important to remember that you are a being of light, an energy here for a short amount of time. And although you might not have too many plans for the future, or maybe you have a million plans for the future, the only thing you have is this moment right now. That's really all you have. So in this moment right now, it is most important to be honest, to be real, to do the best that you can, to appreciate, to live in gratitude, and to have a sense of adventure about what great stuff your life is going to bring you. Because your life can bring you great stuff if you believe that it can bring you great stuff. If you believe that it cannot bring you great stuff because you've never had any great stuff happen to you, you're right too. You're very right. Argue for your limitations, and sure enough, they're yours. I cannot convince you. All I know is that there is a law of attraction. And if you are attracting things that are making you unhappy, or I should say, if you have things in your life that are making you unhappy, people in your life that are making you unhappy, situations in your life that are making you unhappy, that's the law of attraction at work. You might not want to hear that because, you don't want to be responsible. But the reality is we are responsible for our choices. And we are all the end result of our choices. And that is also very real. What is real? Real is being in the moment, one moment at a time, being, because that's what we are, light energy that has a conscious mind. Living in gratitude for the smallest things and for the biggest things, because they're all the same. You see things that are coming. If you have a worried mind, you might not see them because your mind is distracted. If you have a peaceful mind, then you can open it up to receive. So that is a reality. That is a truth. If you live in worry, if you live in stress, it is really hard to see the benefits and the gifts that come to you, the opportunities that come to you, or you might just be so distracted. Bottom line is, a peaceful mind is better than a fretful mind. or even a positive mind. I mean, it's good to have positive thoughts, but that can be exhausting. It's kind of a good idea to be in the moment and be open to the next thing that the universe is going to send you. Because as long as you're here, you're in an experience. You are one of the many filaments of light of the Creator. Given that body, given this moment in time and space, to actualize yourself and to actualize your dreams. And that's why you're here. So I hope this has given you something to think about. You don't have to believe me, but you can research everything that I've said, okay? And it's, all verifiable. It's not me making shit up. A lot of my information is Ayurvedic wisdom. The fact that I've been a sensuality consultant and, read an entire encyclopedia's worth of information on our potential for pleasure. And I really believe that we're here to actualize and to find fulfillment and to find satisfaction. And that satisfaction is in our endeavors, in our creations, and in our sex lives, because that's a very real part of who we are. And people celebrate with food all the time, and everybody's like, ooh, isn't that beautiful? But sexuality is never viewed as the great healing joy that it can be. It is seen as a liability, and that's very sad, because sex, a good sex life, is very healing. It releases all kinds of positive, wonderful hormones, endorphins in the body. It flushes out the skin. It gets the blood moving. It increases circulation. It's just like there's a million different reasons why it's the best thing that we can possibly do. And yet it is in our society considered shameful. It's not shameful. It's adult. It's an art. It's beautiful. And it is very much a real part of our lives, because without it, civilization ends. So one more thing about reality. Even though you have a brain and you think you can figure everything out, never forget that you're like a cell on the earth. You're like one cell, all right? And just like you have cells in and on your body, and they all work in conjunction together to make the organism that is you work, you are also contributing to the planet. So how you leave your carbon footprint is something to be considered on how you are treating your host. And also the fact that the earth itself is an electrical battery, and it has a negative charge. And that charge is fed thousands of times every single day by lightning strikes all over the world. We humans have a positive charge. Everybody knows there's an electrical charge in our hearts that keeps it going. So ours is a positive charge. And when we put our feet on the earth, we make a connection between the negative of the earth and the positive of our body, and we complete the circuit. We make an exchange of electrons between us and the host, and it has a myriad of benefits, health benefits for us. That's the truth. That's reality. That's not something that's taught or that's known, but people are learning. It's called grounding or earthing. And, there's all kinds of information out there, but it's very real. And if you think about it, If you really, really think about it and put your ego to the side and remember that you are part of the earth, then you'll find time to ground every single day for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Because when you do that, you are creating that balance of exchange of electrons between your body and the earth and helping every single process in your body work better. That's the truth, and that's real. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Next week, we're going to finish the conversation on the love series. So we've done romantic love, motherly love, fatherly love, brotherly love. Next week, I have a guest speaker, Pam Jackson, and she is a reverend. And we are going to have a conversation on what God's love means, okay? Because there's love of God, or God's love. There's those two very different things, but I'm sure we'll talk about both of them. If you're interested in that conversation, please join us 8 o'clock next week, the 14th of December, 2022. I want to thank all these beautiful souls that come to hear anything that I have to say. It is my contribution to the primordial soup that we are, to put out a positive message. I'm not selling anything. If you need my help, I am a coach. I am a life coach. But if you feel like you got this, God bless you. Namaste, everybody. Have a phenomenal evening, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.